Laughter in the Dark is a novel by Russian writer Vladimir Nabokov, first published in Russian in 1932 and in English in 1936. Dissatisfied with the English version, Nabokov produced his own translation, which appeared in 1938. The book portrays a relationship between an older man and a younger woman, much like Nabokov's later novel Lolita, though with a distinct tone and perspective. The story begins with a brief foreshadowing of its main plot. Albert Albinus, a wealthy art critic in Berlin, will abandon his wife for a young woman who will not love him in return, leading him toward disaster. Albert starts the story convinced he has a brilliant idea to transform classic paintings into animated films. Most people he pitches it to dismiss the idea as impossible, but Hollywood producer Axel Rex agrees to produce the project for a large fee. Soon after, Albert encounters a young girl named Margot while visiting a theater where she works as an usher. He becomes instantly obsessed with her. Margot begins calling him at home, causing Albert anxiety that his wife, Elizabeth, will discover the affair. She eventually tracks down his address and visits him. Almost caught by his brother-in-law, Paul, Albert, alarmed, agrees to give her money to rent an apartment so they can meet in secret. Margot sends him a note with the new address, fully aware that Elizabeth will see it. She does and immediately leaves Albert, taking their children with her. Albert initially moves in with Margot at her apartment, but she prefers his luxurious home and pressures him to move her there, which he does. He finances a film on the condition that Margot receive a prominent role. To celebrate the launch of her career, they host a party. Axel Rex is invited and is immediately attracted to Margot as she is to him. To divert Albert's suspicion, Axel hints that he is homosexual. Meanwhile, Albert learns that his daughter is gravely ill but refuses to visit her. When she dies, Margot insists that he skip the funeral and instead attend the film's premiere in good spirits. The film flops, however, and Margot's lack of talent is apparent to all. To escape depression, Albert proposes a vacation which Axel volunteers to join. During the trip, several people comment on the obvious affair between Margot and Axel. Albert initially denies it but gradually realizes the truth and becomes furious, even threatening them with a gun. He is persuaded not to commit murder but instead to take Margot away. Without telling Axel, he puts Margot in the car and drives off, agitated. On winding mountain roads, Albert swerves to avoid cyclists and crashes, emerging from the accident blind. A doctor examines him and concludes he will never regain his sight and may lose other faculties. Margot seizes the opportunity to take Albert to Switzerland, moving him into a chalet under the pretense of caring for him. Axel accompanies her, pretending to be Albert's physician. Unaware of Axel's presence, Albert is soon subjected to theft, abuse, and humiliation at their hands. His hearing sharpens unnaturally, and Axel delights in tormenting him with maddening noises. Gradually, Albert begins to suspect he is being deceived, overhearing clues that reveal the truth. Back in Berlin, Paul notices the suspicious checks drawn from Albert's accounts and suspects forgery. Elizabeth urges him to check on Albert. Upon arriving in Switzerland, Paul discovers Axel's cruelty and rescues Albert, bringing him home to Elizabeth, who cares for him tenderly. Albert then receives a letter stating that Margot intends to return to the old apartment to claim valuables. Enraged, he takes his gun and goes there. Using his memory of the apartment and the scent of Margot's perfume, he barricades the doors and begins hunting her through the rooms. In the ensuing struggle, Margot wrests the gun from him and shoots him. As he dies, Albert reflects on the complete ruin of his life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.